Well, thoughts of Ken Griffey Jr., the greatest Mariner of them all. Why? Because last night we had 6 home runs hit in this ball game in this series. Last night with the Angels losing to the Mariners. And tonight we welcome you to Safeco Field for Game 2. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports Crew, and Mike Leake on a nice run here, winning his last 3 decisions. He takes the mound tonight for the Mariners, the first place Seattle Mariners. Take a look at the batting order he'll face here this evening from the Angels.
And speaking of home runs, the Angels 4th in the American League in home runs. Mike Trout, a couple of home runs for him last night, 21 on the season. That is tied for the league. Albert Pujols hitting cleanup. He is 7th on the all-time home run list. Martin Maldonado will round out the 9 for the Angels. For Mike Leake, again, has really pitched well lately. Going to change things up. Overall, a 6-game winner, 4.46 ERA, 50 strikeouts, over 17 walks. He has not walked hardly anybody lately. Opponents hitting .274 off of Mike. We'll look at the defense for the Mariners. Ben Gamble getting the start out in left field. So Denard Span getting an evening off. Seager and Healy on the corners. And David Freitas will do the catching. For Mike in his last outing against the Rays, really pitched well. 8 innings, just 2 earned runs. And that's the 1 walk, 3 strikeouts for Mike. He threw 100 pitches, 69 strikes overall.
Cloudy night here in Seattle as Mike Leake takes the mound against the Angels for the 2nd time this year. No decision back here in Seattle on the 4th of May. Here we go as we get this party started. First pitch in, Kinsler, ball 1. Mariners a half game ahead of Houston in the American League West. Here's Kinsler 0 for 5 in last night's game. So past Dino Abel. 7:10 first pitch time. 63 degrees and cloudy, wind out of the southwest at 2. That one fouled off of David Freitas. Ball and 2 strikes. There's Mike Trout. If you're the Mariner pitching staff, if you have nightmares about him in this ballpark, there's darn good reasons for that and numbers to support it. Breaking ball hit far and hooking foul.
For Mike Leake, his average fastball this year, 89 miles an hour. Cutter, slider, curve, changeup to go with it.
I like talking to Mike. He's an old soul in terms of his approach to pitching and what he wants to do out there and how deep he wants to get into games. Ball and 2 strikes. He's just 30 years old, but he pitches with the mentality of guys in the 50s and the 60s. In the 1950s and 1960s, not 50 years of age or 60. Just want to clear that up. I mean, that is playable for Mitch Haniger. And a good start for Mike Leake.
Saw the numbers on Kinsler against the Mariners this year. Hitting .048 going into that at bat, and it's important because of Mike Trout, who hits right behind him. Trout with a couple of home runs last night, but they were solo home runs.
All right, here we go to the second batter of the ball game. Do you pitch to him, Mike? I mean, his numbers. How about this? He's got 18 career home runs here at Safeco Field, the most of any opponent's ballpark. And in the first inning this year, he's hitting .351, 6 homers, and 10 runs batted in.
Well, I think that you're going to have to be awfully careful with him. And I think with Mike, a veteran, he has been around that last pitch, fastball right on the outside corner. Obviously, if he wants to chase some pitches off the plate away.
Saw Trout in the clubhouse today. I said, you really like hitting in this ballpark. His face just lit up. He said, pretty impressive blast off the batter's eye. Is that the hardest one you've hit this year? He said, no, he got Dylan Bundy for one he hit harder. And he hits this one hard on the ground, stays in the yard, base hit. He had a home run against Dylan Bundy in Anaheim on May 2nd. He said hit harder than the one he hit off the batter's eye last night.
Well, after listening to all the numbers that Dave was talking about as far as hitting the ball out of the ballpark, you'll take this. Ground ball back up the middle, a single for Trout. 13 stolen bases for him this year.
And again, the leaderboard pretty much is owned by Mike Trout. American League batting. Gets a good lead. It's Justin Upton is at the dish right now. Bounce foul. Caught up to Wade LeBlanc, and he said the game last night was won on the strikeout 5th inning last night, getting Upton with the bases loaded. That completed Wade's work for the night and kept this game close.
It was a 3-2 cut fastball at 83 miles an hour to get the strikeout. And Upton has been hot for the Angels lately, doing a lot of damage. 15 home runs on the year.
Strikeout last night with the bases loaded. Mariners were holding a 5-2 lead, and Angels mounted a big threat.
Upton hitting .409 with the home run against Leake.
Trout 13 for 13 in base stealing. Chopper off the plate. Seager charges. Gets the one out. Trout to second. 2 down. Mike Leake went over to cover third. Boy, he is really aware.
And Kyle, always quick exchange, accurate throw from Seager, having one of his best years defensively for the Mariners.
As he told me yesterday, having a better year, he thinks, with the glove than he had than his Gold Glove year. But I really like watching Leake going over to cover third so as not to give Trout an easy free pass to advance as we look at Albert Pujols. 1 for 4 home run last night, first inning. Albert 7th all time in home runs, 624. Within reach, Ken Griffey Jr. at 630. This is the Angels' second trip Safeco Field. First trip back in early May, picked up career hit number 3,000. Good pitch by Leake. 0-2.
For Mike, his slider has been a good pitch for him this year. It was well located on the outside corner at the knees. Opponent's hitting just 200 against his slider.
Oh, 2 here from Leake. Home plate umpire tonight, Adam Hamari. Tom Hallion, the chainsaw. He'll have tomorrow's game behind home plate. That'll be fun. Game on Facebook tomorrow. Phil Cuzzy at second and Dan Bellino, the umpire, at third. Straight up in the infield. Pretty much straight up in the outfield for Pujols. 1-2 from Mike Leake. Couple of looks at Trout.
That was right off the top of his foot. Right on the toe. It was a two-seam fastball running in on his hands.
Big pitch here at 1-2. And right to Seager. Friendly hop. And the Trout base hit does no harm when we come back. D. Gordon looking to break a big O for more about that when we come back. 21-year-old from Panama, Jaime Barria, has really pitched well for the Angels. And he's going to face D. Gordon leading things off for the Mariners. Here's a look at the rest of the Mariner lineup.
Starting lineup brought to you by Jack in the Box. Following Gordon will be Gene Segura. 3 hits last night, now hitting .343 on the year. Nelson Cruz, the cleanup hitter, a couple of home runs for him in last night's ballgame. 15 home runs on the year. That leads the team. And hitting 6, Ryan Healy, his 10th home run last night. For Barria, 7 starts on the year, 2.48 ERA. As Dave mentioned, he's really pitched well. 5-1 record, 30 strikeouts over 9 walks. Opponents hitting just .215 against him.
Here we go. First time against the Mariners. D. Gordon leading off. D. 0 for his last 16. I went up to him today. I said, "You going 4 for 4 today?" He says, "I'd like to." He said, "I've had these May, June troubles in the course of his career, and the numbers bear it out. 273 career in May, 263 in June." Said, "You've been in those valleys before." He says, "No, it's not a valley, it's an abyss that I'm in right now. I'll get out of it." The other months, he usually gets off to a good start in April, 304, and then comes up strong in July, August, and September. Still coming off the injured toe that kept him out, put him on a DL for a while. 2-1, slap foul.
Well, he's remained aggressive at the plate. We've seen him try to bunt for base hits. Things just haven't worked out for him lately.
The thing I liked about him, and talking about the fact you're 0 for your last 16, you're leading off. Hey, man, hey, still, as Seager said, still bringing a big energy, big smile, and puts in his work up the middle, and that'll get through. Base hit, and he breaks the over. D. Gordon off to a good start.
We'll see how long he will be at first base for D. Gordon. Picking up this base hit right back up the middle, but he has 19 stolen bases on the year. That leads the American League. So a good start for the Mariners. Primera Supremo right off the end of the glove. Zach Cozart at shortstop.
So D. Gordon, stolen base leader in the American League with 19 out of 22. Brings up Gene Segura, the #2 hitter in the American League, at 343 behind Mookie Betts, who just got reactivated off the DL. And we'll see Mookie and the Red Sox beginning Thursday.
Segura has been a hot hitter for the Mariners, 343 overall. And typically this year, when D. Gordon has been able to reach first base, he will take a strike, give him a chance to run if he wants to. We'll see how he plays it here. For Barria, his average fastball this year, 92 miles an hour, slider changeup. And he will really mix it up.
A lot of superlatives about this Mariner ball club besides being in first place. High water mark right now, 18 games beyond 500. Gene Segura, big part of it. 13 games with at least 3 hits this season. Leads the league with 30 multi-hit games. He's 4th in runs, 2nd in hits with 91. Tied for 2nd in stolen bases. He's just racking up numbers. Ball with 2 strikes. Barria with wins in his tour of duty up here with the big club against Texas, Baltimore, Colorado, the Yankees, and Texas. Generally doesn't get too deep in the ball games. Gets 5-6 innings. Here's a double play opportunity. Cozart, Kinsler over to Fernandez. 2 down.
So an easy double play for the Angels. Take a look at the rest of the defense. Mike Trout in center field. Jose Fernandez is at first base. Jeffrey Marte hurt in last night's ball game. Had to go on the disabled list. So Fernandez with the start. Martin Maldonado, one of the stronger throwing arms, will do the catching.
Brings up Mitch Haniger here for the Mariners with 2 down, nobody on. Haniger still 3rd in the league at RBIs behind JD Martinez and Manny Machado. Oh for 4 in last night's game. Really good all-around player, covers Play all three outfield positions. Good throwing arm. There's a strike, 1-1. Haniger among the leader in outfield assists. He's got 6. Behind the leaders, Trey Mancini and Cole Calhoun with 7.
And one of them a game winner against the Rays.
That was a terrific play.
Strong throw, and Mike Zunino was an easy play for him at the plate. Perfect one-hop strike from Haniger.
Again, the versatility is impressive, seeing them play on the road in center field and right field. 2-1 pitch. So you can go to town here in this 3-1 offering coming from Barrea. Nelson Cruz is on deck. Hit hard, right field. Giving chases, Blache. Goodbye. Home run, Mitch Haniger on a 3-1. He blasted out of here for his 14th home run. RBI number 48. And it's a 1-0 Mariner lead. He did go to town, all right. 3-1 and cashed it in.
It looked like it was a pretty good pitch. It's going to be a fastball away from a Primera Supermo, going to the outside corner, probably at the knees. But he barrels it up. His 14th home run of the year. And there's the high leg kick from Mitch.
Keeps that head in beautifully.
Always, it seems.
Mr. Cruz, 2 for 3 last night. Pretty impressive, the flight of that home run by Mitch Haniger. Nelson Cruz had 2 very impressive blasts last night himself. The ball he hit to center field was very impressive. I said, who hit the ball harder, you or Trout? He says, come on, Trout did. Yours was not bad. 2-0 pitch. The other thing too that was fun about the 6 home runs last night, obviously the home crowd here in Seattle reacts really big to the Mariner home runs, but that same ooh that you hear from the crowd, this one popped up on Trout's home run off the batter's eye. 20,000 fans let out such an audible ooh. It was amazing as Nelly pops out. That'll end it here in the first, but it's a 1-0 Mariner lead thanks to Mitch Haniger.
So the first question is over. Time for our second question of the night. Using hashtag RootQ2, tweet us and let us know which batter in tonight's game will have the fastest recorded exit velocity. This is for a chance to win an autographed Nelson Cruz baseball. Of course, who else or what else would we give away if we're trying to gauge exit velocity? Guys, back to you.
All right, Angie, thank you. As Luis Valbuena shoots one through the hole for a base hit to open up the second inning. Valbuena 1 for 4 last night. So Valbuena, Cozart, Fernandez 5, 6, and 7 here in the second inning. Was that Cozart, longtime Cincinnati shortstop, came over to the Angels to play at third base, but with Andrelton Simmons on the DL, gets back home to shortstop. Mike Leake with 6 wins this season, along with Felix Hernandez, James Paxton. Marco Gonzalez leads the club with 7 wins. Strike 101.
And that looked like it was the cut fastball. And for Mike, we'll mix it up. It's all the pitches: fastball, cutter, slider, curve, changeup.
Dug out by Freitas.
Off-speed pitches have been good pitches for him this year. His changeup, opponents hitting just 209, curveball 200. Mentioned it earlier, but the slider hitting just 200. Went 8 innings in his last outing.
Yeah, gave up one. First batter gave up a hit. Scott Service came to get him. He really wanted to complete that ball game. Back with a dive is Luis Valbuena. Cozart and Leake have hooked up before when Mike was over, when they were both in the National League. Cozart 5 for 16 against Mike. That was with the Reds from the 11th season through last year. Last year he had his best year, hitting at 297, 24 home runs and 63 runs batted in. Lost him on a 3-1 pitch. First 2 men have reached. A rare walk by Mike Leake. Hey, the Mariners are set to host the Boston Red Sox for a 4-game series here at Safeco Field starting Thursday. Join us for fireworks night, giveaways, and star-studded baseball. Get your tickets for one of the marquee matchups of the summer at Mariners.com. Red Sox starting today, tied with the Yankees atop the American League East. First 2 men have reached. Base hit and a walk brings up Jose Fernandez. Recent call up.
Came into the game last night when Marte was hurt at first base. And a couple of at-bats, he was very aggressive.
All 1-2 Jose. First time up when he got in the game last night in the 4th inning, taking over for Marte. Ran a deep count the next 2 times up. He swung at the first pitch, the second pitch, and the first pitch respectively. 1-0. Red Sox leading at Baltimore 6-2 in the 8th. Next road trip, Mariners to see the Yankees. Yankees shut out Washington 3-0. Houston leading at Oakland 4-1, top of the 2nd. Moved him back 2-1.
Didn't miss the inside corner by much, just straightened him up.
So Mike Leake in search of a double play ground ball here with Valbuena at second, Cozart at first. 2-1. Did not go. So check with Dan Bellino. Count goes to 3-1.
A pretty good pitch. I think it was the changeup at the bottom of the strike zone and didn't get the call.
Mel Stoudemire Jr., Mariners pitching coach.
Come on, Blue. He's outside the batter's box.
That walk by Leake, his 18th. Against 50 strikeouts this season. 3-1. Bouncing ball. That's foul.
David Freitas going out to the mound. 1.9 walks per 9 innings for Mike Leake. The 7th lowest in the American League. It's rare to see him walk somebody. Back-to-back 3-ball counts.
Nobody out. A couple of men on here in the second. 1-0 on a Mitch Haniger first inning home run.
Just trying to locate his fastball on the outside corner. It's pretty good sink to it. Those two right on the corner, probably just above the knees.
Cloudy day, wind picking up just a little bit here at Safeco Field, flowing from left to right. 3-2 pitch. I'll get one here. Healy will feed Leake. Leake well aware, turning to make sure there's no advance from third by Valbuena. A couple runners in scoring position. One out.
Looks like it's right off the end of the bat. An easy play for Ryan Healy at first.
Brings up Jabari Blache, time Mariner farmhand.
For the Mariners, their infield playing back with just the one out.
Strike one to Blache. His 5th game with the Angels. Last year with San Diego, 61 games, hit .213, 5 homers and 16 runs batted in. It's what the Mariners from the 2010 season into the 15 season at AAA, or worked his way up from single A to AAA. 0-2. Well, I like Blache. He's got some pop. 2 years ago, San Diego's AAA team, he hit 32 home runs, drove in 81 runs in 116 games. An unusual batting style, but he generates some pop. The 0-2.
You're right about that, Dave. I cannot remember a hitter whose feet were as close as his are.
I saw him show up yesterday. I thought he was a small forward for somebody's basketball team from our vantage point up here in the booth. That is unusual, isn't it?
Yes.
I haven't seen that since stickball days. Did not go. This is Tom Hallion. 2-2. Back in those days, there was a big kid in the neighborhood named Grizz, and he pretty much could do whatever he wanted. He's like a dancing bear, and he would just crush balls. He was 12, I was 8, and just getting lit up. Two. That's hit hard down into the corner. Foul ball. Take another look.
That's why you bring your glove.
Oh, yeah, well done.
Romero Super Bowl right in the webbing. No problem.
Well done. No panic. Way to go, Dad. Leak in a pickle here.
Yeah, 18 pitches so far in the inning. Had to throw 17 pitches in the first. 35 total, 22 strikes.
Two and two to Jabari Blache. Full count. Another 3-ball count from Mike Leake, 3 consecutive here in the second inning. On deck hitter catcher Martin Maldonado. I understand the concern that Scott Service is facing. He
challenged him with a fastball. 89 miles an hour in the middle of the plate.
Blake would love a strikeout right here. And he got it. 2 outs. First strikeout for Mike.
There you can see the changeup down out of the strike zone. It's after a couple of fastballs. The last fastball out the straight back. That's a leg kick for you right there. Out in front of the changeup at 85 miles an hour.
Blache 0 for 3 last night, 0 for 1 tonight. Here's Martin Maldonado, 1 for 4 last evening, swing and a miss.
Starts with a pretty good slider.
Angels come in 5.5 back of the Mariners, 3rd place in the West. Mariners riding high, 18 games beyond 500, winners of 9 of 11, 13 of 17. And here at home, they won 13 of their last 17 contests. Pitch outside, Freitas, nice play. Maldonado don't play him cheap. Swinging a bat really well recently at 317 clip. Bouncing ball, Segura. Gonna get out of it here. Nice job, Mike Leake. At second and third, nobody out. Survives. It's 1-0 Mariners.
Angie Mentink here at the Ford Sports Desk, reminding you that the Mariners Care Charity Night is coming up on Thursday. All sorts of really cool items for you to bid on. And while Kyle Seager is getting ready to come to the dish, an artist by the name of, this is his name, Weirdo, is out right now, right there in the pen, drawing Kyle Seager. And this is one of the very cool auction items that will be for sale on Thursday. So right now, art being made right before our very eyes. Weirdo painting Kyle Seager is about 4 feet by 6 feet, and there he is, just making it right now with cans of spray paint and going off the photo. This is the same artist that did the Griffey mural outside of Safeco Field. So very talented, used to working on really big tapestries, if you will. But again, one of the many things that will be available to be donated on Thursday night. It's the annual Mariners Care Charity Night, and we hope that you will give and give big. Guys, back to you.
All right, Angie, thank you very much. Here's Kyle Seager leading off. Ryan Healy, Ben Gamble to follow, 5, 6, and 7 against Jaime Barria.
Pretty good pitching by Mike Leake to get out of some trouble. So Mariners add on. Scoring a run in the first inning. Haniger with a solo home run out to right field.
Here's the 0-2. Good defensive swing, keep the AB alive. Seager 1 for 4 in last night's contest. Got a single in the 4th inning following the Cruz second home run. Slicing drive left field, that will get foul. Upton had a long run to try to track that one down.
Kyle thought he had a chance. Maybe hit on the chalk, pick up a double, foul by about a foot. Now with 12 home runs, 41 RBIs on the year. It's 41 RBIs, second on the ball club. Mitch Haniger leading the way with 47.
Solidly struck, base hit. Get the Mariners going here in the second. Time now for a Geico This Date in MLB history. Take you back to '97. The Giants and the Rangers, they played the first interleague game in MLB history. Giants won it 4-3. The late great Darrell Hamilton got the first interleague hit, and Glenn Allen Hill, man, did he hit him. He got the first he was the first National League DH.
Mariners and the Rockies played the next night. Following that,
here's Ryan Healy, home run in yesterday's game, 1 for 3. That was a big inning, 4th inning last night. Cruz 2-2 pitch, homered straightaway center, single to center by Seager, and then Healy hit a 2-run homer to left field. Oh, 2.
chasing a slider down.
Sprained ankle late, or actually early in the season, back in April. Put Healy on the shelf for a while. 0-2 off the end of the bat.
Maria with a really good slider. He will throw it a lot, about 33% of the time, mixing in his fastball and changeup. And why not? Opponent's hitting just 146 against the slider.
Infield straight up. Trout Shading towards right center for Healy. This one smoked his center. Trout. He's there, makes the catch. Hit hard, but it's an 8 in your scorecard for the first out here in the second. Join the Mariners at Safeco Field on Friday. They face the Boston Red Sox at 7:10. Then stick around after the game and enjoy the first fireworks show of the summer. It's presented by Move at 92.5 and T-Mobile. Great seats. They remain at mariners.com. Red Sox in the ninth. Trying to close out Baltimore at 6-2 Red Sox. As mentioned earlier, Yankees 3-0 over the Nationals. Texas trailing at the Dodgers 3-0. And Houston 4-2 at Oakland in the third. Here's Ben Gamel.
He's been hot lately, able to raise his average to 278 now. See what he's done over the last 10 games, a 417 average. He's been hitting line drives all over the ballpark.
Been part of the Florida contingent, got some playing time down in Tampa St. Pete over the weekend. Been up around the Jacksonville area. Vogelback from Orlando. Cape Coral for Zunino, south of Sarasota on the west coast of Florida. Heard you guys say that Ben had a lot of family there.
A lot of family.
That'll go foul. 2-1.
A lot of Mariner fans showing up to the ballpark in Tampa.
Tampa beat Toronto tonight in St. Pete 4-1. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Guillermo Heredia is on deck after Gamel. Talked about it a lot the last few days. Going to find out a lot about this Mariner Ball Club. There's games here against the Angels. Red Sox for 4. At the Yankees for 3. At the Red Sox for 3. And then at Baltimore for 4 to take us to the end of the month. Well stroked again. That'll get into the corner. Seager's motoring. He's going to get the third. Digging in out is Blache, and a stop sign by Brocious will keep him right there with 1 out. Second and third, a good setup for Guillermo Heredia. Double for Ben Gamel, his 6th of the season.
And he remains hot. Fouled off a number of fastballs, probably just off the outside corner, and then he's going to get an off-speed pitch from Era Supermo. Right on the barrel, head right on it, down into the corner. Another good situation for the Mariners.
Ben Gamel sets up the Mariners in good positioning here for Heredia with David Freitas to follow. He did go as they check with Tom Halley on strike 1.
Cozart and Kinsler playing up the middle. They are back.
Seager third, Gamel at second. Gamel in his last 14 games now with 15 hits. Strike 2. Pitcher's pitch right there. Kind of 2-strike hitter Guillermo is. Here's the 0-2, and he lays off. Already a .238 hitter, runners in scoring position. Part of the outstanding outfield coverage on this Mariner Ball Club. Gamel, Heredia, Haniger, Denard, Span. 1-2.
He's been able to lay off a couple of pitches, as you can see on the EQC tracer, just off the plate.
Haniger's home run has the Mariners in front, trying to build on it here with 1 out, 2nd and 3rd. That is a fair ball. Runners hold. Valbuena's throw. Got him.
I thought he beat it.
Man, Tom Hallion at first.
Scott
Says he got him.
Scott Service is holding things up. Romero Supermo. See if his foot hits before it hits the back of his glove. Clearly, he's safe.
No question. Tom, the crew chief.
Never have to worry about Guillermo hustling down the line. Looked like he spiked him in the back of his ankle.
It's funny, I was saying that same thing talking to Mark Langston, a one-time Mariner and long-time Mariner and now long-time Angels radio analyst, and he was asking about Heredia. I said, always, always, always busted out of the box. Finish after the series tomorrow at CenturyLink What's Next. It'll be on Facebook. Garrett Richards against Marco Gonzalez, looking for win number 8, and Marco has been sterling in his last few outings.
That's a really good pitching matchup tomorrow afternoon.
Quick word from New York. Safe. Bases are loaded. The bases are loaded for David Freitas. Mike Zunino getting the night off. Freitas so far bases with runners in scoring position 2 for 8. And 0 for 2 with the bases loaded so far this season. Chance to make some real noise here with the bases loaded. Pitch inside, ball 1.
Both starting pitchers having to throw a lot of pitches to try to get through 2 innings. Mike is over 40 pitches. This will be the 40th pitch.
Foul back. For Freitas' 22nd game of the season. Played 5 days ago against the Rays, went 1 for 4. 1-1 pitch. Rays got the advantage right now, 2-1. Mariners with 1 grand slam this year. Kyle Seager with the grand slam. This one fouled away. Inning started with Seager singling to right. Healy, line drive, center field caught by Trout. Double into the corner by Gamble. Infield hit Heredia. And now 2-2 here to Freitas. 2-2 pitch. Boy, the at-bat stays alive with that check swing.
Fortunate to get a piece of it. It was going to be a strike right on the corner. Too close to take.
Time is called. Opportunity right here for Freitas and the Mariners. 2-2. Fouled off again. Mariners 2-2 against the Angels. All games have been played here at Safeco Field. 2 visits in July down to Anaheim for the Mariners. Good battle here put up by Freitas.
And another good slider just off the outside corner. 7 pitches in the at bat.
He's done a good job fighting these pitches off. Trying to find some green space out there. 2-2 one more time. Kozak goes to Kinsler. Over to Fernandez for the inning-ending double play with the bases loaded. Mariners threaten, don't score, lead 1-0. Stunning, but he's come away unscathed, giving up no runs on 2 hits and stranding 3 runners from the Angels. Welcome to the Hughes Marino broadcast booth. Dave Sims, Dan Wilson joining us along with Mike Blowers. Good to see you, Dano.
It's great to be here.
Last time I saw you, we were celebrating the fact that your son, University of Minnesota catcher, was going to the Super Regionals. What happened since then?
Well, they lost a couple of ball games to a pretty tough Oregon State club, and so they've been knocked out of the tournament. But what a great experience and a great season for the Gophers, and obviously you wish the Oregon State Beavers luck in the Omaha.
Your thoughts on Mike Leake so far?
You know, I think he did a great job in that second inning getting out of some trouble. I thought he made some really good pitches. You know, Blache, a guy who likes to chase the off-speed stuff. He did a really nice job pitching him. Didn't give in. He, you know, a typical veteran where he just did not give in to him and eventually got the punch out, and then was able to get out of it and get that 3rd out. And you know, that's the type of guy he is. He's going to wear you out. He's going to wear you down, and he just made his pitches.
What do you think of your first place Mariners?
Well, I mean, you know, you talk about how you win ball games, and it's good pitching, and then it's good pitching and defense, and then you get some timely hits, and that's what they've been doing. Them driving the ball out of the ballpark at a pretty good rate. Saw a couple of just absolute rockets last night off Nelson Cruz, and Ryan Healy's home run was no slouch either. And then Haniger today hits that rocket to right field, and these guys are really swinging the bat.
Playing some good defense too. Gene Segura for the out. Taking away a base hit from Ian Kinsler, who's now 0 for 2.
Soft line drive, the ball hooking away from Gene. Looks it all the way into this glove. No problem.
Mike very supportive as usual.
We'd like to have a quick inning. Through 2 innings, having to throw 43 pitches.
Yeah, that second inning kind of cost him some pitches. He had to really pitch carefully, but he's capable of those quick innings as well.
Speaking of pitching carefully, here's Mike Trout. Strike one. Mike with a base hit to center. First time up. All right, so you're calling the game, Dan. This kid's all universe. How do you try to attack him?
Well, he's demonstrated over the years he can hit just about any pitch and hit it anywhere in the ballpark, and he's just a tough out, and he's one of the, if not the best player in the game right now, and just a guy you want to be careful with. And I think he's the guy you look at as you put together your scouting report before a ball game, and catchers and pitchers sit down and look at it. He's a guy you're going to look to that says you're not going to let him beat you, and then you're going to kind of do what you can to stay around him. And he is trying to run the bases a little bit more, steal some bases, but I don't think it's going to be to the extent to where you can always afford to put him on and go after the next guy, because Mike Trout is pretty much something special.
Base hit. Got him in between there. Strikes him out. Got a base hit in the first inning, and now K here. So 2 down in the third.
And you can also climb the ladder at times, but you better hit the top of the strike zone. And he ties him up with a fastball at 89 miles an hour.
Lake's second strikeout.
I think maybe he was concerned about all the off-speed pitches that Mike has shown. He was really late on that fastball.
Justin Upton grounded out to Seager. Lake paints the corner. Strike one.
And there are a few holes. I mean, you mentioned it, Mike, the one up in the zone. It is where a lot of teams tend to pitch him, up in the zone, and he has so much damage down there in the bottom part of the zone. And I think with a guy like Trout, you're just trying to limit his damage. To me, in the first inning, gets a base hit. That's almost a win. You've kept him in the ballpark. Yeah, absolutely.
It's good. Trout 6 first-inning home runs this season, and career 11 first-inning home runs against the Mariners. That's some serious damage. 2-1. Upton, 9 career hits against Leake, 1 a homer. Way outside. 15 home runs for Upton, second to Trout. He's got 21 on the Angel Ball Club. Another 3-ball count here from Mike Leake. He had 3 3-ball counts in the second and survived. Big swing and a miss. D. Gordon shading up the middle. As you look at Albert Pujols is on deck. He's 0 for 1. 3-2 pitch. Inside, lost it. Second walk issued by Leake. Distraction occurs anytime you take your eyes off the road. If you're on the road, off the phone. Let's reach our target zero goal together. 0 traffic deaths in your family, 0 traffic deaths in our state. 2 out, 1 on for Albert Pujols. First pitch strike from Mike. Albert with 5 career hits against Mike Leake. It's an Angel team playing without Cole Calhoun. Got just 1 extra base hit since the first week of the season. Shohei Ohtani's on the DL. Elbow issues. I've already lost pitchers to Tommy John surgery. Angels, here they are. 7 games over 500, 3rd place. Center field backing up Heredia as he backs up near the 401. He's got room, makes the catch. Runner stranded in the 3rd. When we come back, top of the order, Mr. Gordon will lead things off for the Mariners. brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. Do more. And by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 191, investing in our future. Now, I wonder if the local Marine Supply House endorsed the sneakers for that kayaking earlier today at Elliott Bay. You know, the required, you're with the topsiders for crying out loud. Bottom three, here's D. Gordon. He broke his 0 for 16, 2-2 pitch in the home first, but was erased in a double play. D, Segura, and Haniger. Haniger with a home run first inning for the lead. That will get in front of Trout. That's how you come out of an 0 for 16, break out an 0 for 2, a 2 for 2 rather. We get the Mariners started here in the third.
Well, he's been working hard at it, and he's going to stay inside. Fastball, probably middle in. Slicing line drive right back up the middle. You can see him really pull his hands inside, try to get the barrel to it. I think I'd like to see him run. The Angels turning double plays in the first and second inning.
D leads the league in stolen bases with 19. Gene Segura. Guy that can reach pretty much anything. Well, one outside, ball one. Gene hit into a double play. First inning.
Maldonado does a pretty good job behind the plate control in that running game. About 33% this year. More like 40% last year, Mike. He's got a hose, and he does a great job back there keeping guys close. So this would be a pretty good matchup with D running.
As you've always told me, Dan, they steal it off the pitcher.
Yes, they do. And it's always a wild pitch. It's never a pass ball either. So there we go.
Defense attorney Dan Wilson. But to get a pitcher up here to bounce, get Ryan Nolan-Smith up here to balance that out a little bit. Good count here for Gene. 2-0. Mariners have gotten a leadoff man aboard in each of the 3 innings. Fastball for strike, 2-1.
It's typical of Gene. He typically will take a strike with D at first base, but once he takes that strike, he's going to be aggressive. 3 hits last night. Came into the game hitting .343 on the year.
Second in the league behind Mookie Betts. Throw over to first.
Interesting blow. You know, you see D. Gordon that first time up hit the ground ball right back up the middle. Second time up kind of hits that line drive up the middle. Probably something he's probably trying to do today, just kind of stay middle of the field. Saw him working with Edgar earlier, but obviously trying to get out of something that he's been in. It's always nice to kind of just get back to using the center of the field.
Yeah, I think for D and for Gene, they're both so aggressive at the plate. They want to swing the bat, and I think for D, sometimes you get so aggressive that you get yourself into some bad habits, maybe swinging some pitches out of the strike zone, and then you kind of, almost to your point, you have to regroup, get back to the middle of the field, let the ball travel, see it a little bit, get to trust your hands. But with him and the ability to get 200 hits in a season, it was just going to be a matter of time before he was able to figure it out.
Gene fights it off. Gene's got 18 multi-hit games in this last 29 starts. A run on 6 hits for the Mariners. No runs, 2 hits for the Angels. 2-2. D fakes, going, throw. Bluffed by Maldonado as Gene strikes out. One away, first strikeout for Barria. So one away brings up Mitch Haniger. His home run as the Mariners in front. Time now for our Lowe's whole team together in home runs this season. Some good numbers here for this Mariner ball club. Started the day 8th in the American League in home runs. And all these double figure guys, good stuff with 5. One of 3 teams with 5 guys with 10 or more home runs. Cleveland, New York, and Boston are the others. Right center field, and Trout runs it down. A continuing story. Two outs. What a safety net. I mean, It's like second coming of Mantle out there in his prime. Catches everything.
Well, these Angels pitchers got to love it. Just all the ground he covers and the ability to run the ball down.
And he is a full-grown man now. I said, what do you weigh now? He says 238. When he came up, 238 is that's what he's copping to. When he came up, he was about 210, 215. On the board, here's Nelly. Takes a strike. Fouled out to Maldonado behind home plate.
That's what you're saying is that's a good 20 pounds. It's not the bad 20.
Oh, no, that's good staying, man. That's prime. They said he owns the lead of American League leaderboard. And heck, for that matter, and that the Major League leaderboards. He's not first, he's second or third. Outside, Cruz 101.
Dan, did you get a chance to watch the game last night?
Yes.
It's great to see Nelson healthy, isn't it?
Oh man, I tell you what, when he was battling that ankle when he came back, and he's the kind of player that wants to be in there, so he comes back as just about as soon as you can, and you could see him fighting it for a while, but now he's got that back foot nice and firm beneath him. I heard you mention it last night. It's good to have him healthy, and it is good to have him healthy.
Ooh, boy, he really had to scoot back there. Almost lost his balance. 2 outs, runner at first. So we play here in the home third.
Sure, it's nice for him just to have his balance back up there at the plate and be firm. Good foundation to drive from, and he's just so strong.
And when he's that way, that you see him, he doesn't chase quite as much.
Yep.
Because of that, but when you don't have your legs underneath you have to get the bat started a little bit early, and sometimes that'll open up the strike zone to pitches off the plate or down, and it's difficult. But the thing that we know about Nelson is he knows that he's important to this club, and he needs to be in the middle of the lineup. So even though he doesn't feel good, he's not swinging the bat the way you would expect him to, just having his presence in there makes a difference for this club. But now he's healthy, and he's making people pay. 8 home runs in his last 16 games.
High fly ball backing up. Trout on the track, leaping, and he makes the catch. Boy, he has committed more robbery in this building. Somebody call an agent. Jeez. Nice play. 1-0 Mariners. To have you with us. Cloudy night here in Seattle, but comfortable nonetheless. As we come to you above the A in Safeco Field, Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Dan Wilson. Luis Valbuena is going to lead it off, the third baseman. Base hit to right. first time up. They put the shift on again against Luis, the one-time Mariner. Buena, Cozart, and Fernandez 5, 6, and 7 here in the fourth against Mike Leake. Couple of strikeouts for Mike, couple of walks. Now Buena, Cleveland, the Mariners, Houston, now the Angels. 1-2.
A couple of opportunities missed by both clubs. For the Angels, go back to the second inning. A couple of runners on, left them stranded. For the Mariners, of course, bases loaded. Just the one out.
Buena, nice sliding stop. D hangs in, gets him. Nice stretch
Good
by
play.
Healy. Let's take a look at our Columbia Bank difference in the game and the best way to keep Mike Trout from making big-time catches. Hit the ball out of the yard.
Well, Nelson tried to hit the ball out of the ballpark again for Nelson. A couple of home runs yesterday, 15 on the year, but Mike Trout catching it right up against the fence. Just great concentration, times his leap. Unfortunately, we've seen that a few times.
Man.
He's getting to the point now we can just say multiple. Seager's gonna vacuum this up. 2 away. Cozart retired. Quick 2 outs here in the fourth. Celebrate Father's Day right here at Safeco Field on Sunday. Mariners square off against the Boston Red Sox in the first 10,000 dads. You're going to get a one-of-a-kind Mariners barbecue glove courtesy of our friends at EQC. So take Dad out to the ball game by heading to Mariners.com for tickets. 2 out, nobody on. Jose Fernandez grounded out to Healy, who flipped to Mike Leake covering back in the second inning. Mitch Haniger the home run on a 3-1 pitch. 2 outs, an opposite field blast for Mitch, his 14th home run, RBI number 48. Up into the crowd. Angels from here go to Oakland for 3 games, and then they'll go home for Arizona for 2 and Toronto for 4. And they'll head east, Boston and Baltimore, Tampa Bay and Cleveland. Long. And they'll come back here to Seattle, beg your pardon, as D.
Wow.
Short right field. I tell you what. And Healy couldn't hold on. Fernandez is aboard, 2 outs. Oh, tried to barehand it a couple of times.
It seemed as if it was in the heel of his glove, and when he tried to secure it is when he dropped it.
So E3 on Healy, his 3rd error of the season. Brings up Jabari Blache. He of the unique batting style. Struck out on a 3-2 pitch after fouling off several pitches. That was in the second inning. Big hole right side of the infield for Blache. One.
Dan, can you recall a hitter hitting with their feet that close together? Felt like
That
there was
wasn't in a cartoon?
Well, I felt like there was. I thought there was a left-handed hitter, and I can't come up with his name right now.
90s? In the 90s in the American League?
Yeah, I can't recall someone with their feet
And
that
also,
close.
and also with the bat as high, kind of pointing out towards the pitcher.
Well, we had Edgar that had similar with his hands, but not his feet.
But not his feet. Yeah.
Two and 2. The American, like Tony Fernandez, not. I mean, that was unique, but now Not Tony Fernandez. The other guy, the right-hand hitter.
I feel like Mickey Tettleton had his feet fairly close, not that
quite
close.
that close. Yeah.
His feet are almost touching, aren't they? Segura, short way to D. Gordon. And that'll do it for the Angels. 1-0 Mariners.
The entire Root Sports crew gets a spa day. So this is our last chance to remind you on the broadcast that Thursday is the annual Mariners Care Charity Night Auction. And all of this benefits Mariners Care. So what you need to do on Thursday, go log on to mariners.com/charity night to bid on great auction items. James Paxton autographed baseball inside commemorative no-hitter placard. That painting right there that was done here at Safeco Field by the artist Weirdo, that's his name, right here at Safeco Field. He painted that out in the pen. And one of my favorite items, lunch with Mariners Hall of Famer Dan Wilson at Ethan Stoll's newest restaurant, Cortina, in downtown Seattle. That is pretty cool. I might bid on that myself, Dan. I'm just warning you, you might be having lunch with me.
Get a big table, Dan. Thank you, Ange. There's Kyle Seager. Strike one to him. We're talking about the unusual batting stance. Jabari Blache, the great Dave Grasby checks in with Brian Downing.
Yes, that's nice.
Gras, way to go, pal. One to Kyle. Base hit to right. First time up. He's not pleased. Adam Homari's get balls and strikes tonight.
That is a good call with Brian Downing. I think he swung something like something close to a 40-ounce bat.
Wow. We were talking about bats before the ball game today, about the different sizes, and you were told at one point you should be swinging a 36, 36.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss.
Well,
who told you that? A 36, 36?
I was in the minor leagues when I first signed. I was in the minor leagues, and our roving hitting instructor thought that was a good idea. But
how did he present that? How did he back that up? 36, 36. I mean,
it used to be fairly common back in the day. And then I'm starting to think about, well, I'm having to deal with 94, a split, and a slider, and the ball sinking and cutting, and all these other things. So I hung in there with a 34, 32-ounce bat. Eventually dropped down to a 31-ounce bat.
A la Tony Gwynn, right? Well, you know, if you got to get through, right? You got to be able to swing the daggone thing.
Well, a little more back control. And Barry Bonds, one of the more prolific power hitters in the game, used a small bat.
Well,
he and Tony, right?
I just was thinking about it one day and sitting in the clubhouse and thinking, well, if Edgar Martinez swings a 31-ounce bat and Ken Griffey Jr. swings a 31-ounce bat, what am I doing? There he is. And it was 31 ounces exactly.
Use a scale like he did.
I used his scale.
Mama didn't raise no dummy.
Well, I know some guys used a heavier bat in the beginning of the season, Blow, and then used it a little bit lighter as the season went on.
Because?
No, you just tired, fatigue.
Yeah.
2-1 to Healy. What kind of handles work? You know, I remember I think the last really thick handled guy, a player who used that thick handle, Nellie Fox. As a kid, I got his card all the time. But medium to thin on the handle.
Most of them, I think.
I liked a thinner handle just to feel like I was a little bit more in control. You know, I think to your point, Mike, getting a bat that weighs a little bit less, a little bit shorter, you just have more bat control, and a smaller handle gives you a little bit more control yet.
I can't imagine guys using a heavy bat today. Valbuena will handle this, a heavier bat today with all the velocities that they're having to deal with. The pitching is so good, and you have to be able to see the ball somewhat, let the ball travel. When you're swinging a heavier bat, you have to cheat and get it started, and just makes it more difficult, I think. So to me, I think if you go down there, and I was talking to Mitch Haniger on this last road trip about the weight of the different bats, and he was talking about a number of players, and I don't think I heard him mention anything over a 31-ounce bat with anybody.
That's where I was going to go. What was the heaviest? 31.
Well, that's probably. I'm sure that there's some guys that probably swing something that's a little heavier than that. I would imagine Nelson, for example. But it's, again, with the velocities, Dan, you have to give yourself some sort of time.
And it's not just the fastball. I mean, you know, you can kind of gear your body up and get time to that fastball in the upper 90s. But those sliders that are now upper 80s, even lower 90s, you got to be able to control the bat.
Middle, Ben Gamble, swing the bat, son.
His second base hit, had a double his first time up, came into the game hitting 278. He has been hot. Right back at the pitcher. Primero Supermo in the swing by Ben, using the entire field. We talked about that. Picked up a couple of hits on the road trip, hitting the ball the other way. His double was down in the right field corner. So after a slow start, really swinging the bat well.
First multi-hit game for Ben since June 1 against Tampa Bay here.
I think the other thing I noticed, and maybe this goes to the lighter bats too, but most all bats are cupped now. That was kind of a newer thing, or not as many guys used to cup their bats, but most everybody does now.
The cup bat, the advantage is?
I took about an ounce off the weight
and balanced it out a little bit. You hit it off the end of that. That's when you see the bat just explode.
Guillermo Heredia got an infield hit. Two-0. Mitch Haniger, first inning home run, the only tally so far. 2 outs here in the fourth. What a stretch of games here for the Mariners. The Angels, Red Sox coming to town, then at the Yankees, at the Red Sox. Here's a 2-1. Popped up, and there's some room for Fernandez. Makes the play. Mariners are done. Leave Gamble at first. They lead 1-0. 1-0 Mariners. Mitch Haniger's 14th homer of this season. First inning. The only run to this point. The Orca card is all you need to ride the Sounder train, Link Light Rail, buses, ferries, and streetcars. Learn more at GetOrcaSmart.com. GetOrcaSmart.com. Cloudy night since we started back at 7:10. 63 degrees here at Safeco Field. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and Dan Wilson, Mariners Hall of Famer, joining us this evening. Martin Maldonado, bouncing ball backhanded nicely by Seager. 1 out. Guys, here's a question that you can go back to your days of and apply it to this Mariner Ball Club back in '95. When did the national media really jump on board with your club? It's June now, and with the Mariners first place, when do you expect to see the national attention start to grow?
I started to see some things today and hear some things today about the Mariners and the way that they've played. And I think it's a little bit different in today's world. There's a lot more coverage of everything. I'm trying to think back to it. I think for us, Dan, it was a little bit later probably.
Well, I think it's just kind of a completely different season, only because in that particular year, I mean, we were so far out in late August.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think there was a point at which the Mariners, we won 10 in a row. I think the Angels lost like 10 in a row, and I think there was a huge change in the standings at that point. That I think that's when really things really started to pick up.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different.
A little bit different kind of a season, but
Mariners with one of the best winning percentages going so far this year.
You have a whole bunch of the National Baseball columnists buzzing around you coming down the stretch there, say around Labor Day.
When did Junior come back?
Yeah, he came back.
That'll do it itself.
Yeah, that'll bring him out.
Yeah.
But I think, typically the All-Star break, once you get back after the All-Star break, that's when things kind of begin to set the stage for the final couple months, and that's really a time when things start to take shape.
But as you mentioned, no, this fly ball goes out to left. Ben will be able to handle it. But as you mentioned, Dan, we were so far back at that point.
Yeah.
We weren't a part of the conversation, nor should we have been at that point.
Right. I mean, it was late August. We were at least 12, 13 games back, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, this Mariner club has really played well all year. Weathered the storm of a couple of injuries that they've had to take care of, but
here's Mike Trout. One to Trout, fouled off. First inning home runs all time against the Mariners. Trout and Pujols right at the top, and Fred Lynn, George Springer, the Big Hurt, Brian Downing, Ricky Henderson, Palmeiro, and Joe Carter. Good hitters. Trout deep to left center field. Way back, and Gamble can't get it. It's gone. Tied ball game at 1-1. 22nd home run, 42nd RBI for Trout. 2 for 3 night. Got it on an 0-2 pitch.
Oh, 0-2. Primera Supermo. See it down on the outside corner. He's out in front of it a little bit, but he's so strong. Barrels it up.
For Trout, his 30th career home run against the Mariners, most against any opponent. And his 19th home run career here at Safeco Field. Gamble had a good beat on it, but couldn't make the play. Tie ball game. 12th home run given up by Mike Leake. And the 9th for right-handers. Here's Upton. Ground out the third and a walk. Two and one.
Trout was tied with J.D. Martinez for the league lead, both of them with 21 home runs. Now with 22.
Another submission for the unusual batting stance, although I don't believe his feet were that close, but Kevin Youkilis.
Yes.
He definitely had the.
Yeah.
Did he point it at the pitcher? It was pretty close.
Yeah, I think it was.
Very close.
And his feet were really close together, so that's a good call.
And Lake walks Upton for the second time. It's a third walk by Mike in the ball game. Comes with 2 outs. And not surprisingly, Mel Stoudemire Jr. bolts out of the dugout. The reminder court is back in session on Thursday when King Felix duels with the Boston Red Sox at 7:10. Tickets are only $35. They include 2018 Kings Court t-shirt. So cheer on Felix and the Mariners by picking up your tickets right now at mariners.com/Felix. Leake's last 6 starts, he hadn't given up more than 1 walk in a game. He's got 3 this evening, 2 to Upton.
You're talking about bats below. I'm reminded about the axe bat and the handle that's now a little bit different. Some guys usually use that kind of a handle at this point. Kind of an interesting thing. I mean, we were always taught the hitting was like chopping down a tree, so why not try an axe handle? Some guys really like it.
Have you ever tried it?
I've tried it on different, I've never tried it in a game or anything like that, but I've had a chance to use, a bat and feel it in my hand.
How'd it feel?
It's definitely different than a traditional handle, but really does get that feeling of using your wrists and being able to drop the head of the bat on the ball.
Strike one, Albert Pujols. He's 0 for 2. Ground out the third, fly to center. Talking about that 95, your 95 team junior. Last game was May 26. Came back August 15. Back in 95.
So the answer is August 15th.
Yeah, there it is.
I'll never forget. I think I was on second base, and I remember him hitting the ball out of the ballpark to left center in one of his first few games back, thinking he's back. He is back and healthy and ready to roll.
Strike 3 called. Albert did not like that. Adam Omari with the call. Home run by Trout ties it at 1. Got a lot of fans here in the ballpark. Mitch Haniger hit a home run to put the Mariners on top in the first inning. 2-time MVP doing damage already tonight on 3 at-bats. He's 2 for 3. Freitas, first pitch swinging.
It's catcher interference, I think.
Maldonado. Mike, didn't he have one last time they were here?
I don't recall.
Ooh, boy, he really got that glove. Catcher's interference, E2.
It's impressive that he was still able to hit the ball.
Yeah.
So D. Gordon 2 for 2, couple of singles up the middle. D coming in 0 for 16, turning things around here. One. Service said earlier, this is Jed Mueller now. D. Gordon was getting out in front of pitches instead of loading up and driving them. He seems to made the adjustment tonight. Bunt popped up, 1 out. '2018 Camping World MLB All-Star Ballot is now open and exclusively online. To make sure your favorite Mariners are represented on this year's squad by voting at mariners.com/vote. Catch all the excitement of the 89th MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard on July 17th. That'll be from our nation's capital. There's Gene Segura, bounced into a double play and struck out. Trout coming in. 2 away. And that'll bring up the Haniger as Cam Bedrosian heats up. Bedrosian pitched a scoreless inning, striking out 1 last night. That was in the 6th. Jaime Barria, 21-year-old out of Panama. Haniger on a 3-1 pitch homer to right center field, and then he lined out the right center field pitch. Fly ball, line drive caught by Mike Trout. A 1 pitch here to Mitch. Freitas holding his ground at first. 1-1. Barria, first time facing the Mariners. Mike Scioscia, 19th year as manager of the Angels. Longest tenured manager in the bigs. 1-1. Fly ball deep left. Mitch Haniger's done it again. And the Mariners have a 3-1 lead. 2-run homer for Mitch. His second ding-dong of the night. Beautifully done. He's accounted for all the Mariner runs. He's got 50 on the season. He started tonight 3rd in the American League. He ties Manny Machado. And the Mariners back on top 3-1.
Well, it was Nelson Cruz with a couple of home runs last night. Now it's Mitch Haniger. A high leg kick again. That's just a bad changeup. 83 miles an hour on the inside corner. Good look at the Primera Supermo and the swing by Haniger. Mitch now with 15 home runs. 408 feet on that home run.
What a good swing on it. Here's Nelson Cruz. Center field. How much carry? It's slicing. Trout pursuing on the track, makes the catch. But a 2-run homer by Haniger, and the Mariners are back on top 3-1. He's got 50 RBIs. Manny Machado did not drive in a run, so now he's tied with Manny for second place.
15 home runs. Mitch got off to such a great start, cooled off a little bit, but now he's starting to heat up again. And what a first half he is having.
Yeah, when you can drive the ball with power to both sides of the ballpark, you know, your swing's in a good spot. And that ball he hit to right field earlier tonight, a long way into the seats. And that one right there got that hanging changeup. And your eyes light up, Blow. And like we were saying in between the break, you just got to get your hands inside it enough and get the barrel to it. It's going to jump off your bat on a pitch like that. And Mitch Haniger just continues to do it consistently.
One of the things that he does so well is he lets the ball travel, and that's the reason why he wasn't out in front of the changeup and, you know, hitting it foul. And, you know, and you mentioned staying inside of it. I mean, that is in the back of the bullpen right there.
That's right.
So Mitch Haniger with 50 runs batted in, tied for second in the American League with Manny Machado, who did not drive in a run tonight, nor did the leader J.D. Martinez, who stands at 54. Strike two to Valbuena.
All the scoring in this series so far, home runs.
Home runs.
The Angels 4th in home runs. The Mariners came into the end. They were 8th in home runs.
Valbuena, Cozart, and Fernandez against Mike Leake here in the 6th. 2-2. Valbuena, second inning single to right. 4th inning grounded out to second base. 9 home runs in the 2 games so far. Longest between pitches Mike's been all night. Fair ball. Valbuena thinking extra bases. Haniger digs it out in the corner. And
what a tag.
Oh, they had it.
What a play by Segura. A backhanded tag. Beautiful.
What a throw.
Unbelievable play on both ends. Both ends.
Mitch Haniger, go ahead and do it all tonight. A couple of home runs. This ball is into the corner. We could barely see him from where we were at.
Right.
Valbuena hits it hard. Solid line drive, able to keep it fair, but it goes all the way down into the corner. Mitch digs it out and gets rid of it quickly. He has a strong throwing arm, and it's right on the money. What a tag by Segura. A great play from a team that has played great defense all year, and especially true over probably the last 6 weeks.
What a play all around, and here's a drive down the line going foul. Haniger with the assist. That's Mitch's 7th assist, ties him for the league lead. Valbuena with the bat flip. Got out of the box hard.
And right about there, he thinks there might be a problem.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, that tag by Segura surprised me. I didn't see him going to that. It surprised me. I thought he would kind of come around the front of him, and he just reached behind him. What an incredible tag. What a great throw.
I can honestly say I've never seen a play end like that with that type of tag.
Yeah, exactly. Look at that tag as he just brings it back. It's a completely blind tag. You cannot see where the runner is, Blow, and he just hits him right on the ankle. Unbelievable play.
Ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That's 4 Ks for Mike Leake. 2 down. Here in the 6th. This Mariner ball club, my goodness, 18 games beyond 500, winners of 9 of 11, 13 of 17, 18 of 23, 13 and 4 here at home over the last 17 games as Jason Bradford heats up.
Now Mike has had 100 pitches now, so definitely be his last inning, maybe his last hitter.
And a ground out and a nice performance here by Mike Leake with lots of help. I mean lots of help from Mitch Haniger and Jean Segura. 3-1 Mariners. Financial. When it comes to planning for your future, start with simple steps today at countryfinancial.com. By Amtrak Cascades, what a beautiful way to travel. Visit AmtrakCascades.com. And by Steel, to find your local Steel dealer, visit steeldealers.com. Gorgeous sunset here in Seattle as we take you back to one of the finest defensive plays of this season without question. And it involves Mitch Haniger again. Goes deep into the corner. We lose sight of him. And he comes out throwing. And what a strike. And how about this tag by Gene Segura? Phil Cuzzy right on the case. Second base umpire. No question Valbuena is out there. What a play.
Yeah, for Mitch, Dan, you and I were talking about when he was in the corner. He didn't even really look. He just spun around. Fired a strike.
and a similar tag by Segura. He's not really sure where the guy is, but just throws it down behind him. Just incredible play.
Kyle Seager leads off here in the home sixth. 1 for 2. Base hit to right in the second. Strikeout in the fourth. Ground ball at second base with Kinsler out on the grass. Night's done for starter Jaime Barria.
5 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. Catcher's interference comes into play. Didn't walk anybody. A couple of strikeouts. 82 strikes, 82 pitches, 59 strikes for Barria.
Second night in a row we get to see Cam Bedrosian.
32 appearances, a 3-1 record, a 4.18 ERA. 23 strikeouts, over 12 walks. Opponents hitting .282 against him. Average fastball 94 miles an hour. Has a curveball to go with it.
Strike one to Ryan Healy. Hard hit smash to center and a ground out to third his evening. Healy 1 for 5 against Bedrosian.
Mike Leake at 101 pitches. So Ryan Cook is getting loose in the pen.
Healy with a home run in last night's game. 1 for 3. This is deep to left. He's bidding for a second home run in as many nights, and he's got it. Ryan Healy with the home run, his 11th, the 10th home run in the series. And the Mariners expand the lead to 4-1 for Healy. Home run number 11, RBI number 29. $25 home runs last year with the Athletics. He got into that one.
Similar to the home run that he hit last night. Primera Supermo in the swing by Ryan. He barrels it up out to left field. Hits it out into the Angels bullpen. Almost in the same spot as last night.
There's Ben Gamble, who's having a fine night. Healy back-to-back nights with home runs.
Nice little sweet spot down there, that down and in spot where he's able to just drop the head and let the barrel do all the work.
Gamble 2 for 2. Double into the right field corner, single up the middle.
Ben has really been swinging the bat well. It's good to see Ryan starting to get hot. I mentioned Nelson Cruz earlier, finally healthy, hitting the ball hard.
Oh, 2 strikes to Ben, 1 out, nobody on. He did go, so his home plate umpire Adam Hamar. Tag applied by Maldonado. Gamble's gone. Ryan Healy loving this. He knew he had it. That's a good looking swing. Everybody's got their own little routine. And told you D is the energizer. He gets everybody involved. And Mike is just real cool. There's Heredia. Infield hit. A foul out. In tight. Ball one. Mariners come into tonight's game 21-12 at home, 21-12 on the road. 18 games beyond 500.
I don't know, Dan. It's amazing how much fun you can have when you're winning, isn't it? As they're winning ball games, hitting the ball out of the ballpark, really playing well. And they're having a lot of fun.
10 home runs in the series so far. 6 for the Mariners. Cruz 2, Haniger 2, Healy 2. 4 for LA. Trout with 3 and Pujols with 1. Good count here for Guillermo. 2-0. In tight for 3-0. Wade LeBlanc on the left picked up the win last night's game. They go 2-0. Three and 1. Don't forget the game will be on Facebook tomorrow. Marco Gonzalez against Garrett Richards, a 110 first pitch. And Guillermo, that gets over the glove of the first baseman Fernandez. Out of the box hard, digging for 2. He's going to go for 3. Now he's going to shut it down. He thought about it. Guillermo Heredia with a 2-out double here in the 6th. His second hit tonight.
And hits the ball hard, going the other way.
Seventh double for Guillermo.
Just out of the reach of Fernandez.
Another scoring opportunity for the Mariners. Thumbs up indeed. Four runs on 10 hits an error for the Mariners. A run on 4 hits an error for the Angels. Make sure you join T-Mobile, showing your appreciation for all military and vets by sharing a photo or video using hashtag #HatsOffForHeroes. For each tweet or post, T-Mobile is going to donate $1 to support veterans. 2 outs, no sense stopping now. Here's David Freitas. Bounced into a double play, reached on a catcher's interference. Scored on the Haniger 2-run homer in the 5th. Strike 1. Good speed at second with Heredia. 1-2 here. Right off for Mike Zunino. He'll be in starting lineup tomorrow. Opportunity for Freitas. David playing in his 22nd game of the season. Maldonado thought he had strike 3 and had a case maybe. Break for Freitas, 1-2. See if we can pick up this runner with 2 outs. 1-2 pitch. Outside. 2-2. Freitas making his major league debut with Atlanta. Years old, out of Wilton, California. Played just 6 games with the Braves. last year. Two and two, 2-out runner at second. Long, loud foul. 2-2.
Mike, backup catcher, one of the tougher roles in the game. David doing a really nice job. They've done a nice job of resting Mike Zunino as well. Obviously, the day game tomorrow, get a chance to get Frey in there, but he does such a nice job on defense and gives Mike a spell from time to time.
Freitas with his 4th organization in pro ball. Washington, Oakland, Baltimore. Actually, been with the Cubs in Atlanta as well. 6th organization total.
Jose Alvarez getting loose in the pen for the Angels, the only left-hander they have out in the bullpen.
Long studied by Bedrosian. 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. Home run by Ryan Healy. Highlights the Mariners' 6th 4-1 Seattle lead.
It's our annual Mariners Care Charity Night Auction. All sorts of really cool stuff for you to bid on. The Root Sports Suite, that's up for auction. Also, this painting, because we've got a little precipitation, they had to put a bag over it, of Kyle Seager, done by the artist Weirdo. He's also the artist who did the Ken Griffey Jr. mural right outside Safeco Field. All sorts of stuff. Autographed jerseys, bats from your favorite Mariners, including D. Gordon, Nelson Cruz, Kyle Seager. So for more information, including the full collection of items up for bid, log on to mariners.com/charity night. But that is so cool. Again, Weirdo, the artist, autographed that and painted that right here at Safeco Field tonight at the beginning of this game. Mike Leake, well, he had just allowed 1 walk in his last 5 starts coming into tonight, so a little bit odd to see him allow 3 walks tonight. He had 4 strikeouts. He's at 101 pitches. He went through 6 innings, but just the 1 run. And as we get you back upstairs, it's our Beacon Plumbing call to the pen, guys.
Indeed, and that brings us Ryan Cook, the veteran right-hander. Done a nice job since being called up from AAA Tacoma.
8 appearances, 10 strikeouts in 7 innings. Opponents hitting 167. Mid-90s fastball and a slider.
Jabari Blache leading off, strike 1. Mike Leake in position to tie Marco Gonzalez for the team lead in wins with 7. Blache tonight struck out and grounded into a force out. It'll be Blache, Maldonado, and Kinsler 8-9-1 here in the 7th inning. Swing and a miss. He's gone. Start for Ryan Cook, one away.
Three pitches to pick up the strikeout. A little bit of a backup breaking ball that time.
Best pitch in the game, Blow. Backup slider, I tell you.
There's Martin Maldonado, a couple of ground outs over 2.
If that's the case, why not throw it all the time, Dan?
Because it's an accident every time.
Roof in the process of covering this up. Not raining here yet, but in the area and very close, and some ominous clouds right above us. 1-1. Mitch Haniger, 2-run homers, a solo blast, and a 2-run shot in the 5th, and Ryan Healy with a solo home run. 10 homers in the series, 6 by the Mariners. Trout's got 3 for the Angels and 1 by Albert Pujols. Cook caught a break last night. Wade LeBlanc was into his windup. Time was granted to a hitter. Nice break on that pitch. 2 down on a strikeout of Maldonado. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. 2 down here in the top of the 7th. We get back to the top of the order, and Ian Kinsler, who's 0 for 3. Fly to right, soft line out to short, a fly to left. Mariners already with a 5.5 game lead on these Angels. Continue to build on that with a win here tonight.
We mentioned it with Maldonado, but Ryan Cook, a great tempo, same as Mike Leake, a good tempo. You gotta love playing behind the guy that just gets the ball, gets in there, and gets ready to throw. And such an important part of being a successful pitcher is keeping that good tempo.
Keeps you sharp behind the plate as you're calling. You know, you put it down, he's gone, he's ready to go. As soon as you get it down, here it comes.
Yeah, you get into a good rhythm that way. Obviously, the fielders behind you get into a good rhythm.
Houston leading 6-2 bottom 7 at Oakland. Texas getting blown out by the Dodgers 12-3 bottom 6. Boston beat Baltimore 6-4. Yankees shut out Washington 3-0. And strike 2. Kinsler did not like that call. Full count. Leake struck out 4. Cook has struck out his first 2. And this one fell back. Multiple injuries. Sidelined Cook a couple of years. Great to have him back in the big leagues. 3-2 pitch up high. Lost him. This Saturday, step up to the plate and help fight hunger. Help the lives of boys and girls who don't get enough to eat by donating cash or non-perishables before the Mariners host the Red Sox at 5:15. Note that starting time. If you can't make it to the game, make a difference by texting HIT HUNGER to 41444. Northwest Harvest 97.3 Cairo FM and the Mariners, they thank you for your support. Roof almost has us covered up here at Safeco Field. 2 outs, top 7. Here's Trout again. Breaking ball for a strike. Single to center, strikeout, and a long home run. Left center field on an 0-2 pitch. That was back in the 5th. Third home run in this series. Crowded him 1-1. Kinsler takes off. No throw by Freitas. Stolen base for Kinsler, his 7th in 9 attempts.
Well, for Ryan not paying much attention to him, and I guess you can understand why with who's standing at home plate.
Yeah, Kinsler almost with a running lead there. No chance for Freitas.
2-1 to Trout. Swing and a miss. That home run he hit earlier in the game is now, Trout is now 3rd in Angels all-time home run list behind Tim Salmon at 299, Garrett Anderson at 272, and Trout's at 223. Count at 2-2, runner at second. 2 outs and a 4-1 Mariner lead. Mariner pitching's held the Angels to 1 run on 4 hits. The 2-2 to Trout. Foul off.
Right, not afraid to come right at Trout there. Looked like he was trying to get it up in the zone a little bit more.
He's just stayed inside the entire time. Yeah. 5 pitches, all of them in.
Here comes a 2-2 pitch. Kinsler at second. 2 outs. High fly ball left field. Gamble's going to watch this one get out of here. Brother. 2-run homer, Mike Trout. 4-3 game. My goodness. 2 nights, 2 home runs last night, 2 home runs tonight, and just continues to build on the numbers he's put up against the Mariners. That's 31 career home runs against the Mariners and 20 here at Safeco Field. My goodness. This was Cook the Trout last night. And he is really something. Best player in baseball, and here's tonight. There's that low pitch, Dan, or lower pitch. Tonight's telemetry on the home run by Mike Trout. With 23 home runs, driven in 3 tonight, gives him 44 on the season. And familiar territory for the Mariners, a 1-run game. Talking about all the time, the Brooklyn fans back in the 40s and 50s called Stan Musial, Stan the Man. They're gonna have to come up with something for Trout here, because this is remarkable.
James Pazos getting loose in the pen for the Mariners.
So Cook gets first 2 guys on strikeouts. A walk to Kinsler and 2-2 pitch. Trout homers. 1-0 here. Upped it, fouls it back. Wow, 31 career home runs against the Mariners, 20 here at Safeco Field. And those are the most home runs he has in each of those categories. Most on the road and most against any opponent. Wow. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Upton. Trout's now 14 for 21 here at Safeco Field. 2 series played here. Three-two pitch. Drilled center field. Heredia can't get it. Upton will hold it second with a 2-out double. He's the tying run. Upton with his first hit tonight, his 8th double of the season.
Man, he's going to get a fastball bottom of the strike zone, but in the middle of the plate. He just drops the barrel on it. Talked about Upton coming into this series. He's been a hot hitter for him. 15 home runs on the year, and looks like that will be it for Ryan Cook. Scott Service on his way out to the mound.
2 quick outs, and then things changed. A tsunami of activity by the Angels makes this a 1-run game.
Hey, where are you rooting on the Mariners? Are you here at Safeco Field? Are you watching on television? Let us know. Use the hashtag where I root. Maybe like Cass, who's on a honeymoon trip with Kyle. And apparently they're going to be at Yankee Stadium on the 19th. But right now they're repping the Mariners at an Orioles game. That's fantastic. Keep using that hashtag where I root, presented by Alaska Airlines. But just a reminder, when you use that hashtag, it does give us permission to use your photo on the air. George sends this one in from the Root Sports Suite. It's Would-Be Telecom up there hanging out. Hopefully you guys are having a good time. I didn't get invited up to the suite, Dave. You know, sometimes they, say, hey, you want to come up, Ange?
Well, I tell you
get
what,
a pretzel.
You're going to have
something.
You're going to have to force him to play that card. All right, Ange, thank you very much. Here's James Pazos. Mariners still lead. Tying run, however, is at second base.
A 1.57 ERA, 24 strikeouts, just 1 walk on the year. That's in 23 innings. Mid-90s fastball with a slider.
Big spot in this ball game. Albert Pujols against James Pazos. Pujols 2 for 2 career against James. 4 runs, 10 hits, an error for the Mariners. 3 runs, 6 hits, an error for the Angels. The Trout home run, 11th home run of the series. Pazos ready, and here we go. Up the middle, D. Gordon right there. Second time for Pujols in the last few outings to throw one pitch and get a big out, and yes, it was. Leave a runner, but the Angels have drawn closer. When you play Washington's lottery, we're shaking our heads in a booth. I'm sure you are at home. Mike Trout putting on a show. 2 home runs tonight against the Mariners this season in 5 games. Dan Wilson 11 for 7 and make that 14 for 21, hitting at .666, 5 homers and 8 ribbies.
Yeah, pretty incredible night to follow up another pretty incredible night last night. 2 home runs in each ball game so far, and he's really, I'll tell you what, you know, a couple of them have been, you know, the first home run tonight was a pretty good pitch, 0-2, just reached out. He's just so strong. He's going to run in. He's going to run into a couple, and he's run into 2 tonight.
Here's the first one back in the 5th.
Yeah, this first one was an 0-2 breaking ball, kind of off the plate and down, and he just reaches out, uses his arms, and gets it out into the bullpen there for the Mariners. And then this one just drives this ball even further into the Mariner bullpen. And
wow, that was on a 2-2 pitch. So it's a 4-3 game, another 1-run affair for the Mariners. New pitcher Jose Alvarez. D. Gordon will be his first hitter. D. Gordon started the night with an 0 for 16 on his back, and he promptly broke it. Base hits in the 1st and 3rd to center field. Tried to bunt his way on the 5th, popped up to the catcher. Top of the order for the Mariners, Gordon, Segura, and Haniger. But Haniger's putting on a show himself. He's got 2 home runs. First inning homer to right center field on a 3-1 pitch. Man aboard in the 5th, homer to left. And Trout dropped him in the 3rd when he hit a drive to right center field.
Jose Alvarez, 33 appearances, a 2.15 ERA.
D goes the other way. There's a base hit. His 3rd of the night. I was busting on him, saying you're going to go 4 for 4 tonight. Well, he's done pretty well. That ball gets away. He's going to get to second base. Well done. Sloppiness by the Angels, and D. Gordon takes advantage. Kept his head up the entire time. It'll be an E7 on throw by Upton.
Solid line drive, base hit. Upton picks it up.
They'd have a chance. So D out of the box hard, kept his head up, saw what was happening, and jumps on the opportunity. So D. Gordon plus speed. He's at second base to open up the home 7th. Gene Segura, the number 2 hitter in the American League, with a chance to build on this lead. It's the 11th hit for the Mariners and the second error by the Angels. Gene trying to go the other way and move the runner up. Gene bounced into a double play, struck out and fly to center.
Well, Mike, to your point earlier about letting the ball get deep, you're really seeing the ball much better tonight. D. Gordon is, and that ball right there, maybe the best hit of the night. Just let it get deep. Just drive that over the third baseman's head. You got to love seeing that from D tonight.
That's the only way you're going to hit it the other way. You have to let the ball travel. And so it's a nice adjustment. He's been working on it probably for the last few days, trying to get to that point, but it's paying off for him now.
Mariners all kinds of success in one-run games. 21-9, best in the majors. Angels are 12-9. Here's the 0-2 pitch here to Segura. Goes the other way. That is a fair ball. Here comes Gordon. He's going to score. It's 5-3 Seattle. Digging for a double and getting there. Segura. Gene Segura comes up big with his 41st RBI. And he got it done on a 2-strike pitch from Alvarez.
Not be much of a surprise, hitting .369 with runners in scoring position. That's a terrific year for him, fair by about a foot.
And his whole aim was to hit the ball the other way, and he succeeded and gets a double and an RBI out of it. Mariners got a little breathing room here. 5-3 as we take a timeout for this pitching change. The American League does a little bit of cha-ching right here with 2 strikes on him. Shoots one down the right field line, and it scores. D. Gordon easily for a 5-3 Mariner lead. Gets a double for his troubles. And how about Mitch Haniger's night? First inning home run, 2-run homer in the 5th. It's the first one. This was on a 3-1 pitch. Hit it right over his sign, directed right at him, and then look at it turn on this. Impressive. 15 home runs and 50 RBIs. That's second now. Tied for second with Manny Machado, RBIs in the American League. Justin Anderson, new pitcher. Career best 50 RBIs for Haniger. He's in the driver's seat 2-0.
20 appearances, 3.5 ERA, 28 strikeouts, and 20 in a third. Opponent's hitting .203.
First year in the bigs for Anderson. 2-0 pitch. 3-0.
All right, Dan, explain this one to me. His average fastball this year is 98 miles an hour. Has a slider to complement it.
Nice.
He throws his slider 58% of the time, and his average fastball is 98.
That seems like an awfully high percentage for a 98 mile an hour heater.
3-0. And not close.
Although he just threw 4 heaters and walked the batter on 4 pitches.
The runners at first and second. That's the first walk issued by Angels pitching here tonight. And here comes the big man, Nelson Cruz. He's fouled out to the catcher, fly to center. Took Trout to the track in the 5th inning, 0 for 3. First time Cruz is facing Justin Anderson. Strike 1. Nelly with 15 home runs, 36 runs batted in. Oh, and 2. Two home runs last night for Nelly, knocked in 3. 0-2 pitch. Broken bat, ground ball. Kozar to Kinsler. They turn to double play. As Segura moves to third.
Manfred Nelson is going to hit this slider right off the end of the bat. We're talking about the cup bat earlier in the ball game. Splits it in half.
Third double play turn by the Angels tonight. So a big 2-out RBI out there for Kyle Seager. All 3 double plays have been the 6-4-3 variety. Kyle with a base hit to right in the second. 1 for 3. Alex Calame heating up. Seager's first at bat against Anderson. And expand the lead with 2 outs. Mariners have 5 runs on 12 hits and 1 error. 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for the Angels. 1-1 to Seager. Next strike. Ryan Healy open. Get a chance to swing the bat here in the 7th if Kyle can keep it moving. Ball at 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at third. In the dirt, Segura had a good look at it, backs up. 2-2.
Well, true to form, a lot of sliders here, Mike. To Seager, looks like he throws it to the righties and lefties. Thrown 4 already to Kyle. That one, the down and in back foot variety, which Maldonado did a nice job to keep in front of him, but looks like he has a hard time commanding the fastball and has to go to the slider to pick up the strikes.
You're right. It's been 4 sliders to Kyle, all of them down too.
Yeah.
2-2, 2 outs, runner at third. Routine play. Trout left center field. Mariners get a run on 2 hits, an error, and leave a man. The lead is now 5-3 Seattle. Seattle Mariners baseball here in Root Sports, being brought to you by CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. By BNSF, sponsor the BNSF Blast. By Jack in the Box, this season, a Mariners double play. It means free Jumbo Jacks from Jack in the Box. And by Money Tree, proud to make a donation of Mariners Care for every Mariners win. Mariners trying to take this series from the Angels. They have a 5-3 lead as we go top 8. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Dan Wilson, the Mariners Hall of Famer, with us. Alex Calamay takes over, third man out of the pen tonight for Scout Services Mariners.
Average fastball at 95 miles an hour. Mix in a slider, 30 appearances, 4.23 ERA, 28 strikeouts, over 9 walks, opponents hitting .261 against him.
Calamay, it'll be his 8th game as a Mariner. 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned, a walk, 3 Ks and a strike, 5 Ks and a strikeout. Here we go with Valbuena. Valbuena, third baseman in the 5-hole, followed by Zach Cozart and Jose Fernandez. Valbuena 0 for 1 against Calamay. Calamay leading the American League, 47 saves last year for Tampa Bay in 65 appearances. Shift is on for Valbuena, pull hitter. 2 balls, 1 strike. Mariners trying to win for the 10th time in the last 12 games. 14 out of the last 18, 19 out of the last 24. It's the first game for Calamay. Make that the this the 3rd game for Calamay since he came over from Tampa Bay that he's not pitched against his old team. He made 5 appearances against the Rays. 2-2. Heredia to his right, waving off Gamble. 1 out. They'll bring up Zach Cozart, who's walked, grounded to 3rd, and struck out.
Pretty good job of pitching there. Some hard stuff away, and then a little softer slider got him out front just a hair for the fly out.
Here's Kozak, shortstop. Started 3 double plays here tonight. Strike 1.
And in between innings, we counted it up. Go 1, 2, 3, 8th, 1, 2, 3, 9th, and you will not see Mr. Trout again tonight.
But you know what? I was glad you counted that up last night as well. Here's a broken bat liner. D. Gordon's got it 2 down. I think we were all thrilled last night at the final out because Trout was the next man up.
I think I would call that Plan A.
A quick 2 outs. Top of the 8th. Stick around after the game for Mariners postgame presented by Alaska Airlines. Hope to hear from Mitch Haniger, big offensive hero tonight and defensive hero. A couple of home runs. Ryan Healy with his 2nd home run in as many nights. Been 11 homers in his 2 games. Here's Fernandez, 0 for 3. And Healy backhands. Good lead to Colomé. Can't make the play. It looked like it was there, and it went over his glove. Oh, man. E3 on the play.
Ryan gets over in pretty good shape. Backhand. Tries to lead him with the throw. I think it's a little bit high. Colomé trying out right over the top of his glove.
Both teams now have committed 2 errors. First one originally charged back in the 4th inning to Healy. They changed that to Aaron D. Gordon. So now the tying runs at the plate. Jabari Blache. Blache 0 for 3. Strikeout, a ground out, and a strikeout. Actually reached on a fielder's choice in that middle at bat. Blache and Colomé hooking up for the first time. Colomé in his last outing 2 days ago, 2/3 of an inning, gave up a hit and a walk. Oh, Convo, he and Freitas. Two outs. Runner at second. Blache the tying run at the plate. 2 down. 1-0 count. Infield straight up. Already about a step or 2 towards left center field. Big swing and a miss. 1-1. Runner at second is Fernandez. Blache hails from St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands. A 1-1 count. Gordon trying to keep that runner close. Pitch. Good dig there by Freitas. Ball 2.
Good pick by Freitas. 91 miles an hour on that pitch. The higher velocity, sometimes a little difficult to get in front of, and that one was spiked pretty good. So went with the backhanded pick. Good job by David.
Blache strikes out a lot, but he also makes a big contact. 2-2 now. Crowd of 20,402. Making a little noise here. Supporting Alex Colomé, open for final out here in the 8th inning. Deuce is wild. 2-2, 2 out runner at second, and a 2-run advantage for the Mariners. Ball 3.
They've been able to get a lot of strikeouts with Blache on the off-speed pitch. Mike, it'll be interesting to see here 3-2 what they go with.
I mean, chase the slider out of the zone. You could also go with the fastball at the top of the strike zone. He's been swinging under the fastball. Colomé at 95 miles an hour.
3-2 pitch and a big one. Colomé deals high fly ball. Gamble, track, coming in, staying in the yard, makes the catch, hitting over. No runs, no hits, an error, and a man left to the bottom of the 8th. It's the Mariners by 2.
Everybody else plays. The hashtag to use is where I represented by Alaska Airlines. Caroline Gates sends that in. I recognize my husband. He's one of those two men right there. The kids won the Falls Little League semifinal game, and the parents are celebrating. Congratulations to the Tigers team that won that game tonight. And then Bailey sends this one in. Dave approves of our paintings. Of course he does. Those paintings are absolutely fantastic. Remember, when you use that hashtag, it does give us permission to use your photo on the air, like Caleb here, repping the Mariners from Nashville, Tennessee. All right, Dave, Mike, back to you guys.
All right, Angie, thank you very much. Here's a young man from the United States Naval Academy, Oliver Drake, take over the pitching for the Angels.
17 appearances, high ERA at 7.36. An 18 and a third, 21 strikeouts, 10 walks. He can get wild. Opponent's hitting .325. Against him, he has not given up a home run.
Drake, 31 years old, 6'4", 215. First batter's Ryan Healy. Ball one. Healy homered on a 1-1 pitch back in the 6th. That was off at Cam Bedrosian. High drive left field. That baby's carrying. That baby's out of here. Ryan Healy off the EQC. A 2-home run night for Ryan Healy. That's the 12th home run of the series. My goodness, the 7th home run by the Mariners. For Healy, 2 home runs tonight, 2 RBIs tonight. So that gives him 12 homers and 30 runs batted in. A little breathing room for the Mariners. 6-3 Seattle.
Man, this is crushed right in the middle of the plate.
Impressive.
A lot of these home runs are ending up in the Angels bullpen.
Good extension on that one off the EQC sign out there.
Boy, anchors away against Oliver Drake out of the U.S. Naval Academy. Man, oh man, did he hit that ball. 1-1 here now to Ben Gamble. Gamble Going to drop one, split the difference between Cozart and Trout. Base hit, the third tonight for Ben Gamel. Enjoy the sound of Healy. That home run. D. Gordon with his post home run ritual. Double high fives for everybody. 3-hit night for Ben Gamel. Good to see Gamel back in the lineup, rotating in and out with Denard Span. A 3-hit night for him. Here's Heredia. He's got 2 hits, an infield hit, and a double down the right field line. 2 for 3. Gamel's first 3-hit night since May 27th against Minnesota when he went 3 for 4. So Heredia bidding for his 3rd hit tonight. So for Gamel, he's got a good lead at first. His second 3-hit game of the season. Maldonado's got the good arm. And scrambling back. They got Jason Bradford heating up. Edwin Diaz is out there as well. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Heredia goes down swinging, 1 away. Well, here comes David Freitas. Bounced into a double play, reached on a catcher's interference and struck out. Gamel's 4 out of 5 in base stealing. He's got a pretty good lead over at first. Chase back. Twelve home runs in this series, 7 by the Mariners. Haniger with 2. Cruz with 2. Healy's got 2. Runner goes, throw down to second, got him. Out 2-4. Out number 2. Second time Gamel's been caught this season. He's 4 out of 6.
This is as good an arm as we have seen. This throws a strike down to Kinsler. Clearly out. Strong throw.
Good throw, good transfer too. Just gets rid of it and throws it right on the money. It's the best when the base runner just kind of tags himself out because it throws right where it needs to be.
1-0 pitch here to Freitas. Strike 1. Looking ahead to the 9th for the Angels. They've got 9-1-2. Martin Maldonado, Ian Kinsler, and guess who? Mike Trout. Missed away. 2-1. Raiders trying to keep this thing going here. The Mariners have 14 hits tonight. And Maldonado holds on. Oh, actually, he didn't. Makes it 2-2. Makes it 2-2. Beg your pardon on that. Deep catch. Just got a piece. Don't see too many guys in the Naval Academy playing here in the major leagues. Edwin Diaz awaits, major league leader in saves. Two-two pitch coming to Freitas. Struck him out. Here we go. Top 9. Maldonado, Kinsler, Trout. Mariners lead at 6-3. Six-3 lead for the Mariners over the Angels. Top of the 9th coming up. Mariners trying to win this series. A lot of big boys have been hitting home runs, and include Ryan Healy in it. He's got 2 tonight. He hit 1 last night. We've had a lot of home runs in these 2 games. 12 home runs, 7 by the Mariners. And he's been getting money's worth action. Really good work by Ryan Healy as he launches 2. Matter of fact, all 3 of his home runs have gone in that direction at the bullpen of the Angels. And Mr. Diaz takes over, the major league leader in saves with 24.
35 appearances, 2.5 ERA, 56 strikeouts in the 35 innings that he has pitched. Opponents hitting just 160 against fastball in the upper 90s with a slider.
Swing and a miss. Big breaking ball.
That 160 opponent average, Mike, we were talking about earlier in the radio side about only just over 100 against his slider. It's been a devastating pitch for him.
Shield 1 to Maldonado. Strike 2. For the put away. High heat. One down.
Come to think of it, that's been a pretty good pitch too. That fastball, elevated fastball, but when you put the elevated fastball together with that slider with depth, it's a tough combination for any hitter. That was just a great challenge me fastball right there.
Here is Ian Kinsler as we get back to the top of the order. 0 for 3, a walk and a stolen base. He's feeling good. Rested up at 98. Kinsler 2 for 6 with a home run against Diaz. Time call. Trout on deck. Right field for Haniger. Easy play. 2 down. So the Mariners with a 3-run cushion. Watch Mike Trout come to the plate. Top of the ninth. Trout has done incredible damage in 5 games this season against the Mariners. 14 of 21, a .666 batting average, 5 homers, 8 ribbies. He's hit 2 home runs tonight. He hit 2 last night. First pitch from Diaz. In there for a strike. Trout 3 for 6 against Diaz. Diaz working at a fast clip. Pitch fouled off. 0-2. Strike away from putting this one in the W column. Diaz ready. The 0-2 pitch to Mike Trout. Up high for ball 1. Big talent against big talent. The Major League save leader gets the best player in baseball. Pitch fouled back.
That was just country hardball right there. Here's my best against yours. Fouled it straight back.
Machismo against Machismo here. Here we go. And he got him. Strikes him out. Game over. 10-pitch save for Edwin Diaz, his 25th. The Mariners win it. They win it by the count of 6-3. They take the series. 3 consecutive wins, 10 wins in the last 12 games, 14 of 18. And here at home, Dan Wilson, 14 of the last 18. Mike Leake gets the win. He's 7-3 in the 25th save for Diaz. This has been fun.
Yeah, it's been absolutely a blast. And I tell you what, the Mariner bats hitting some long balls. But how about some defense tonight? That play by Mitch Haniger to Gene Segura. I tell you what, you don't see plays like that every day, and these guys have it firing on all cylinders right now. It's a pleasure to watch.
Absolutely, as they get another win number 43. A lot more good stuff to talk about with this Mariner ball club. For Dan Wilson and Mike Flowers, I'm Dave Sims. Alaska Airlines Mariners postgame presented by Alaska Airlines starts right now with Brad and Dave.
Well, guys, you're right. Lots of good things to talk about as Diaz saves his 3rd straight game. Now 25 saves. That continues to lead the major leagues. They win another series. Now 19 games, Mr. Valley, over 500. And we had some long ball tonight. 3 guys, multi-home runs games. 12 home runs, Val, combined already in this series.
It's some fireworks very early. But, you know, you look at tonight's game, very similar to last night. Starting off with some great pitching by Mike Leake, and then some great defense, and also the bats really came alive tonight with Mitch Haniger really getting things started, and Healy coming up with another 2 home runs. But the Mariners 7 home runs in just the last 2 games.
And Haniger,
it's fun to watch.
Yes, it is. Haniger matching Trout, home run for home run tonight. Also threw in a little defensive gem as well, and he's standing by with Jen Mueller.
Let's start with that defensive play, because that was an impressive put out. That throw wasn't easy. That tag wasn't easy. Which part of the play had the higher degree of difficulty?
Both tough. You know, Gene made a great tag, and I think he saved the play there. If he kind of comes down and does a normal tag, he's probably safe. So hats off to him. That was huge for us.
But for you to get it so cleanly and to get it to him, what was the key in kind of your footwork and release?
Luckily, I got a good bounce off the bottom of the wall. I was hoping it would hit the concrete and bounce right up, and it did. And then I just tried to rifle one in there and hopefully get him, and luckily we got him.
You also power a couple of home runs out of the park. I know pitchers have made adjustments to you. How have you adjusted back to them?
Just a constant battle of, you know, a game of adjustments, like everybody says, is true. And for me, just staying within myself and sticking to my strengths and trying to focus on those and grind at bats and swinging good pitches.
Sometimes you just have to take advantage of a mistake. Is that what we saw in the 5th?
Yeah, definitely got a change up a drive and luckily put a good swing out.
And lastly, this caps a day where you were smiling most of the afternoon. You hosted some kids from Seattle Children's Hospital. Why and how did you get involved?
Just wanted to make someone's day, and it was awesome to see them smile, and I'm hoping they had as much fun as we did, and it was just a great day for us and for them, and it seemed like everybody took away something really good from it.
Yeah, they're smiling, we're smiling, and Mitch Haniger and Nelson Cruz now tied for the team lead in home runs.
Jen, that's right, now 15 and for each of the sluggers, and Haniger, though, leading now in RBIs with 50 already.
Wow.
50.
Can you say all-star?
Should say all-star. We got to get he and Segura. We got to get their names out. Got to keep voting. Well, Mitch Haniger, as we talked about, home run for home run against Trout. He throws in the throw, but playing like an all-star, playing huge tonight. Here's his first home run.
Well, there's nothing better than to get a game started off like this for Mitch Haniger, putting the Mariners on the board and getting this offense kicked off here tonight.
And 1-0 now. That was in the first inning, and here we go in the fifth. And here's a mistake, and he pounces on it.
You just got to love his approach, right? He's not just a pull hitter. He can hit the ball out to right field, center field, left field. Right now, he is just having a tremendous approach to the game of baseball.
And here's Valbuena with the bat flip. Not going to get to second, but here's the bounce, perfect, and he plays it perfectly.
Well, you heard him say he was hoping that ball was going to hit the concrete and kick up. He did. He fired, but a tremendous play and tagged by Gene Segura to kind of put the icing on the cake for that. But anytime you see great defensive plays like that, there's a lot of work that goes into it, and to execute it on just a boom play like that, it's really well done and fun to watch.
Haniger and Segura, teammates in Arizona. They're here now, and Mariners are loving them. And the Segura added a RBI double as well, and gets a little defense here, robbing Kinsler of a knock. Mariners take it 6-3. Lots of reaction to get to. We'll talk to Mike Leake as well. Picked up his 7th win inside the clubhouse and talk about the Mariners going for a sweep tomorrow coming up.